All right, fuckers, welcome back to Jesus Christ. What is it? Artwod workout, crazy scooters. What this really means is the workout is, I'm just learning how to draw a specific bike. Right now, first step is to mannequinize it. Me being me, I'm gonna go balls to the walls. Walls? Is it one wall or is it many walls? And I'm gonna mannequinize a very complicated version of the scooter. Right? They say simple mannequin, why not improve my skill set? And I'm gonna again focus on this as long as I can. Like, subscribe, or fuck off, I don't care which, except I do, and keep me on in the background so I can get your attention and my watch hours can be increased. Thank you very much. And with that being said, let's get to it. Wow, that was very smooth. I think I did that within 30 seconds. So whichever fucking moron actually listened to that entire spiel was probably like, what? That makes a lot of sense. I think I'll play along. Or play it along. My voice is still a bit fucked from yesterday. But anyways, let's get to drawing. I've gotten my little system of efficiency down. But yeah, goal for today is really to understand that body part of the bike, right? I'm really gonna take some time to understand it. And funny enough, this picture was deceiving. It looked very complicated, but the reflection made it look as if from one angle, the side part was sticking, was inward, and then from the other angle, it was outward. But now it's a lot clearer. So let me actually redraw this exact shape for the bike, right? And I'm gonna break it down into still relatively simple shapes, right? Still relatively simple shapes. That's the main thing that I want to do, right? And this is the main, I guess technically it's like this, right? And this is the front part. I'm obviously gonna take my time. And then this thing comes inward like this, right? So that's another, I guess, big part of it. What the fuck is this called? The body part, like it actually cuts off to the side and downwards. That's what I was missing before, right? And that's why, let's see, it's like this, right? There's like a bunch more shit going on here. I'm gonna ignore all of that for the time being, and we're just gonna try to understand this, right? Which is exactly what's going on there, right? So this body part, I guess, whatever it is, right, can just, it's kind of attached is the thing. This is really weird. I guess more than anything, we should just have it like, fucking, let's just make it a cylinder going down for the time being, and then we can just have it cut off here, whatever. And then it goes inward, right? Like so, like that as well. And then this thing also is attached down here somewhat. So there's a lot of shit going on, evidently. But really, it's all just leading to this part, right? This body part right here of the bike, right? Same thing with this. This is kind of leading to that. And again, this is gonna not make much sense. I'm just drawing this out to understand what's going on, but then afterwards I'm going to obviously break it down into legitimately manageable shapes for myself. A lot of this is gonna look really fucking retarded. So for that, I don't apologize, but I am giving you the heads up, right? Because there's some other things I have to figure out what's going on here. So we have, it's interesting. It's like these lines come down like so. Oh, okay. And then this juts up. And then we finally have that side thing, right? That fucking weird elevated side thing, and then this just goes to the back of the bike. Like this is just going to the back of the bike, like the floor area, I guess you could say. Yeah, and then it's just there you go, going blah 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 blah. We got it. This part isn't really that important, but this is actually really really helpful in terms of letting me understand what exactly is going on. Because now here it's the same thing, right? It's also jutting out from this side, and then that's what's having it come down like this, and like that, same shit. So there, that makes a lot more sense. I'm gonna leave this as for the time being. I know this probably looks really fucking stupid, and doesn't make a lot of sense, but it will now that I've actually understood what's going on a little bit more. So how can we break this nonsensical, complicated mess down, right? That is the first step. So let me actually look at the front of this bike as well, because this is honestly just one big part right here. This is all just one big part. So let me get the green pen, I guess, and create an orthographic view. So yes, from the side, it'll be something like this, which I already have been doing, right? And then it kind of like that. Now we have this thing, and again, it looks different from the back than it does the front, obviously due to perspective, but really, it's just something that is angled like so. What is it, like that, right? And then it goes straight down, and that's essentially it, if we're doing it in a very 2D way. Again, a lot of this is going to be pretty much the same, but as I say, same but different. But anyways. Anyways. Right, and then this thing right here is what's going to be sticking out a bit because of this, what's going on here, right? And then I guess if we want, we can just make it connect like so, right? And for the bottom part, we just have, for the time being, we'll just make it very simple. And it's just something like, oh, I think my head keeps hitting the fucking camera, but I'll have it something like this, right? Now what's happening on the back end, right? That's where relatively more complicated things are happening. So from the back, it's something like this, right? Which is this. And then it goes, if we were to look at it, I believe just straight on, right? I guess that we could do something like this. Maybe just it goes down, and then this is where we have this shape right here, right? Something like that. Goes straight down, and this technically is coming out, right? This part right here is technically, I'm gonna say it comes out before, and these connect like so, and they will connect like so here as well. And I'm sure a lot of this seems very fucking nonsensical, but hey, I have to make sense of it for myself, right? And then we can start breaking it down. And I know I've gone a lot of back and forth on this, but it's fun. It's actually really, really fun. right? So something like that, I guess, right? Yeah, if we're looking at it from here, and then it's just going straight down, like so. Technically it's angled, but for the sake of this, it's going straight down. And then this expands outward, which these connect to. And then it's really expanding outward like so, which these connect to. And then that's where this comes into play, where it's literally just attached to it a bit higher up. Something like this. Goes around, and then yeah, bam. The seating, right? And yeah, I guess for the sake of this, I'll just do something like this. But that's basically it, from what I can tell, and this is the seating area, right? So it isn't as bad as I initially thought it was. Now, how can I actually draw this into simple shapes? We'll find out after this break, because let me rest my brain. So yeah, the biggest thing actually is this side shape right here. So why don't we draw this side shape, right? What is this side shape in its most simplistic form? Again, I'm obviously thinking about the box, but it is, I guess, yeah, in its most simplistic form, it would be something like this, right? Something like that. And it extends, right? The bottom half, let's just say there's some, like the actual body of the bike is somewhere around here, but the bottom extends like so, right? And that's when we have, I guess, the other part. This is going to be a bit inaccurate, but that's basically something like this, right? Something like that. You know, then that goes down, brings us down here. Something like that. I'm just trying to think. This really makes sense. Actually, well, technically that's incorrect. This should have been down here. Should have been a bit further back. But whatever. The point is, it's something that's attached, right? And then it also just creates, as we know, down here it creates this little indent. Same thing over there, and then it just goes straight. So if we're following the perspective, this should be like this, more like, yeah, and then it just follows the perspective and creates, in this case, let's just make it a very simple platform, right? Something like that. The body is here, like the body of this bike, it's here somewhere. You know, technically it's actually more at an angle. And again, let's just keep drawing this over and over and over to get it down. But really, what is it? It is, again, something like, the body's technically diagonal, right? So I guess this is also diagonal for the sake of consistency's sake. For the sake of consistency's sake. Incredible commentary. And then, let's see. It goes downwards like this. There you go. And then we just have something like so. Again, for the platform, right? And if we want to go to the other side, be something like that. This again, right, would follow. Well, the question is actually, maybe I fucked this up a little. Actually, did I? Because then it just come back down like that. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right, well, this is technically like so. And there's like pipes and shit. A bunch of other stuff. So for that, and again, there's stuff in the way here. But for the sake of that, we can just, because it's the front part. Right, we can, how does this connect? Hold up. Fuck off, iCloud, Jesus Christ. That's the back area, and that's the front area. Oh, okay, it's literally just a flat panel. Yeah, it's just flat. So it's just like this. Right. Comes back. And that's the sort of bike area. I need to draw this a bit smaller. Maybe it's not making much sense right now. But yeah, let's try that again. And maybe we could do it from the back so it would make more sense. But let's see. So this is where the neck is connected. Like so. Right? And we have it such that this part of the bike, like the actual overhead part, is much larger, obviously. Right? And how am I having it go here? Well, it's going back. Is it going back? Well, I made it go down in the thing, but what's it actually doing? Well, it's kind of going to the side, the actual reference. So something like that, right? Could have made it a bit better, but that's okay, right? So that's what it looks like from there. And then is it from here? Ah, okay, I see. So maybe it is going straight down, and I fucked it up a little. So let me try that again. Again, this is there's a lot to think about. I'm actually, maybe is there a way to simplify the shape even more? Right, like the body shape. Because I'm going to be stuck on this for a while, so let's try to think about it a bit more. So let's just utilize what we've established. Again, the biggest thing is obviously to make sure my my perspective is sound, or as sound as I can make it, right? And then that all comes from just visualizing the box, right? So something like this. Okay. something like that, right? And then let me think. Well, I think to make it easier, maybe something like that goes around it. And then what? If I think about the box, it's going straight down. And these are all connecting to it, right? And then this is technically going slightly outward, which is then also kind of going out like this. And then what? Connecting like so. Fuck. Does that make sense? It's slightly off perspective, I'm pretty sure, but now this is where we have this. There you go. And this is roughly around the halfway point. Okay. And that's when we have this. Right, so this will be something like that. It's connected here. And then maybe this was way too long actually over here. But the main gist is, and it follows this, and then it creates that platform, like the bike little seating area. So that should be right around in this perspective, maybe something like so. I'm trying to look at it from the perspectives. I might be going a bit too far, actually. I don't know. This is so. It's already been 20 minutes, and it's been a lot of difficulties, right? Lots of errors that I'm making. So I need to figure this out, actually. It might be best. I'm gonna. Let's just leave this, right? I feel as if none of this is making sense right now, and it's looking very wonky. I think I'm losing sight of the simple shapes part. So I guess more than anything right now, what I need to do is, I need to figure out what the two main shapes, or the main clumps are. Okay, I think I understand how I can approach this possibly. So we have this, right? This is our the front area, and it's going down roughly like so, and then we're bringing it back, right? This front shape hasn't been too difficult to do, right? And we just make this connection to make things easier. Okay, again, thinking about the box, and this goes roughly like that, right? It juts out, then it comes back in, and now this is what we have available. And I need to think about what the shape is, because this juts out. Now we know, right? Like there's like a little jutting out section. So it's like this, then then it juts out. So that's where there's a bunch of shit happening here. But perhaps this is like the main shape that I just should connect, possibly like so. right? Because this is sort of connecting inward, like that. This is a shape that's also jutting out here. This front part makes sense to me. Now we just need to figure out a way to attach it to the back part. Right, so it's this, plus on the other side, this is happening, right? Something like that is happening, no? Or did I change it? I changed it a little. Okay, whatever, fuck. So that's happening. This thing is going down. And if we talk about this front part right here, it's supposedly jutting out like so. Right, that's what's going on. And they're all sort of caving inwards towards this point. Right? That's seemingly what's happening. That's the two things that are occurring. Right? Something like that, whatever. And we'll just make this go down. So that's kind of what the back and the front is of this, just this section. Right? And then it's that plus this bottom part, which essentially is just something that juts out, has a little bit coming out here, and then to attach to the other part over here, or like all the way at the end over there, it goes really, really far, right? And it's like this. Same thing, right? But we don't really see that part, obviously. And it kind of folds in this way. So this goes in like that. Right? But we don't see this part. We're not seeing like this over here. That's not really seen, I believe. Fuck, does any of this make sense? I'm gonna rest my brain. None of this fucking makes sense anymore. I'm gonna rest my brain. Try again. Maybe it's not making much sense because I'm doing it in its individuality, right? I'm gonna try just drawing these shapes again in general over here, right? We're just gonna practice drawing these shapes again, and then I'm gonna try drawing the parts of the bike that I do know at this point. This is actually probably the only way it's gonna force me to keep the perspective in mind, right? So, and also I should use recall, right, to remember what's going on as well. Otherwise, there's really no point. It juts out like this, comes here. Goes around. So that's basically the rough shape, right? And then everything is sort of being attached to this one point. Okay, I can do that. I can keep it as simple as that is, right? And again, this whole thing is supposed to be the attachment, right, for this neck attachment thing. So, with that being said, I also need to think about how the body plays into that. I think the biggest thing right now is I'm going too fast. I'm going to slow down drastically. I have what, half an hour? Yeah, I'm going to slow down Very, very, very much so, because I feel like I have it, but at the same time, I'm going too fast for the sake of, let's be honest, trying to be fast for the video. Fuck that shit. Fuck you guys. Pieces of cunts. That's right. They do have individual fabrics associated with them. It's actually, it's gonna be a really dumb joke. I'm not even gonna say it because it doesn't even make sense. But let me draw the front. Nobody's watching. Doesn't really matter. But let's think about the box. Right? Yeah, let's think about the box. There you go. Yeah, really think about the box. That's the main thing I need to focus on. Fuck everything else. Keep the box in mind. Something like that. I don't know if that part is actually if it shows, but then we have how much is associated. Well, it goes back a bit, right? So that's a bit incorrect because it goes back a tad. So let me look at the reference again. Okay, sure, whatever. I guess it's bigger than I expected, right? Which is every man's dream. And it goes like so, keeping the box in mind, of course, to the best of my ability. Okay. Right, it needs to be equally as long. Something like that. And maybe we can make this just have a little bit of that. But yeah, and then this is gonna go. What did I decide to make this like? Following the angle. Yeah, it goes back a little. And then we have what? This? But then how does it attach? There you go, coming in. Comes out. I'm trying to think about this as well, right? So how big does it even have to be? Clearly bigger than what I made it here, so let's do something like that, right? Comes here, comes out again. Okay, that's a bit fucked. But we'll ignore that for now. Right? Because then this just has this attachment simplified a little bit more. Right? There you go. That's the box-like shape. And then it just goes from the other side as well. If I lost the perspective, I can bring it back again right now. So that's what I'm doing. Right? This is attached like so. Stops right around there. And something like that. close enough, but still has issues. Right? Something like that. And that's basically the body. Obviously, there's a bunch of shit going back there. So we're going to try drawing that again, but I think it works. Okay, let's try drawing the back. Right? It's something that needs to be. And then actually, we do have connect. It connects like right here, right? No, wait. It should go out more like this. There you go. And these things are. And then if it's going inward like that, it should be much bigger. Yeah. But then why did I fuck this up? Oh, because you shouldn't be seeing that. Yeah, it shouldn't be anywhere as big. Okay, well, there were lots of mistakes there. Many of which probably don't make sense to anybody watching. But that's like the base, from what I understand. Ugh, oh, my nose is itchy. There you go. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, let me rest my brain again, and then we'll continue onwards. I'm gonna keep practicing these shapes. This is important. Yeah, again, like it's connected in a very interesting way, right? So we have the shape. Okay, I want to do it in a way where I can see everything. So maybe we should do it top down. So it's something like this. Right. Yeah, I need to see how big it is, relatively speaking. It's not that big. We can make it a bit longer. Right. And then it's. I'm trying to think about the box that this is surrounded in. But. Let me look at what I've established. Something like that, right? I guess it's angled alongside this as well. But again, for the sake of just consistency, we'll make it straight. The most important thing I can do right now is always keep focusing on the box, right? That's what's going to help in the long term. Okay, so that's the front of this bike. I don't know what I'm trying to do there, but I do know that I need this, right? Go something like that. The other side as well. Again, I don't also need to make sure I'm not just trying to follow the reference 100%. It's about taking the idea that the reference has and then sort of blending it into what I want to do, right? I think the biggest thing is I'm missing the perspective here. It's going down. Maybe this angle is incorrect. But either way, I think I can just bring this back like so, right? Okay. Again, trying to keep the perspective in mind. Just gotta... Okay, and then it's diagonally coming in like that. And then I believe I can just right? This thing comes in like so, everything connects to it. Right, at least in this angle. This is what it would look like. And then again, we have something where it's gonna connect, but then it's... What did I decide to do? I just decided to have it like that. There you go. I actually need to visualize this. I don't think I've been visualizing as much as I could have, which is why I'm also having these issues, right? Something like that. Yeah, I need to visualize more. I'm actually not visualizing at all, which is really bad, let's be honest, because the whole point of this is to visualize, right? And this is obviously going a bit lower. So that's attached, that's attached. Then I should have had actually... something like this. This part, I think I messed up here somewhere, right? Yeah, it should have been more like this. Right, should have been, I guess, something like that. But okay, I mean, it's something. We're getting there, but I need to visualize more, for sure. Right, so let me rest my brain. Let's keep going. I'm making a lot of errors, which is good. So what, it's been 45 minutes. Okay, let me draw the helmet. Honestly, what I need to do is be able to make things a bit clearer for myself in terms of how I've sort of sprayed things around. But okay, let me do something then. Let's start with this, right? Probably should get used to drawing these scooters a little bit smaller. So honestly, I should probably just start with the head at all times, right? It's the only thing that's going to make more sense right now. Okay, so we have this, which is right around here. Right. And then we have this is good. It'll make my lines a lot cleaner too over time. Something like that. Right. It's a bit awkward, but again, I'm okay with drawing through and drawing under and all that shit because right now I'm just trying to figure out. We're literally just in the figuring out phase. Right. And then again, we have right there. See, it's already a bit better now that I'm starting to visualize a bit more. This should technically have okay, something like that. Right, maybe a bit thicker. That's going through. Now we can just get the neck in, but what did I decide for the head of this? Oh, there's so much to it. What did I decide? Oh yeah, fuck, it's supposed to be like this. Right, there you go. Well, we can just add that now. Okay. And then, like, I'm just gonna ignore all the other lines. I don't care if I draw over, but decided it'd be something like that, right? If I put this back in the box that it's in, there you go, something like that. And that is at a 90 degrees angle, which it should follow this now, which is exactly what it's going to do. Great, wonderful, that actually makes perfect sense. Maybe not to you, but it does to me. Okay, just like that. Right, so that means it's right around here. It's gonna be our well, it should have been a bit further back, but that's where roughly it's gonna be. Right, and then it goes over like so. And then we need the part here that juts out. We can visualize it, we can do it. So let's visualize it. Really gonna work my brain here. Right. And this, let's come back like so. There you go. It's starting to look more like a bike, which is nice. And then this, obviously. Well, where's the neck? The neck is like right around here. Oh, well, I kind of fucked up the neck, I think. Should have been a bit further ahead. But that's okay. Draw that another time. It should have been down here. Technically, maybe it still can be correct. Right? Because I got the neck. What did I do? I made it go like that. Yeah, maybe it should have been like that, maybe. Like a bit further. But whatever. We got it. And then we have these. Right? Which... something like that. This goes around. Now we have the back part, which again should be covering this neck area. And then we have the bike, right? Something like this. I guess for the time being, we'll just make it something like this. Right? And that way it should, keyword being should, align here. And there you go. There's the fucking there's the bike. it's so messy, but honestly, I personally feel like I made a lot of progress. It may be hard to tell. Let me rest my brain. It may be, honestly, it's probably very hard to tell because my practice is very messy, right? But hey, by the end of this crazy scooters thing, I don't expect anybody to watch these videos because objectively, nobody cares if you're learning, right? Or if it looks bad, or if it looks messy. Nobody cares. Immediate click out. So I expect nobody to actually be watching or listening to this, right? The commentaries, whatever, like at the end of the day, this is just my practice that I'm trying to share. So those who are curious about how it goes, right? When X amount of quote unquote parts from now, when I'm drawing this fucking really, really established bike mannequin in various angles, right? Only the few that are curious as to the process will actually be listening and watching through these videos, probably skipping along, right? Because I take my time and it's slow. But yeah, I'm okay with that because this is fucking good progress. Like this, actually, I feel very proud of, actually being able to visualize and understand this. But I'm gonna draw one more thing here because it's been 53 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna draw one more thing here and one more thing here, probably, and then I will, yeah, I'll end it, right? All right, cool. Anyways, let me rest my brain. Yeah, just knowing that making errors is a good thing when it comes to learning is honestly a liberating piece of knowledge. Because if I know that I'm getting better just because I'm fucking up constantly and I feel uncomfortable and I keep fucking up, but I'm making a really concentrated effort not to fuck up, it's amazing that the brain can just be like, oh, well, let's not do that anymore. Let's try not doing that, and it just sort of figures out on its own. As long as we're making that effort to continue trying to figure it out, like it'll be doing it on its own, which is insane to me. But okay, let's what angle do I want? I want this angle. Okay, cool. So we have, so first I want to actually get the, well, since I already drew this, might as well try to figure out how it connects. So it should be right around there. something like that, right? Yeah, and then it was something like that. I guess I can have it like this. And then the bottom is also that. Okay, so it's close enough to the middle, right? Something like that is what it should be from the other side, like from the back end. And then now I just need to draw the head, which is very simple because I'm just... Wait, no, that's not the angle, it's... Okay, and then now this is where I can essentially just draw my little... yeah, it's this way. Okay, cool, and this is, yeah, this is where I can draw my, what's it called? The handlebar area, right? And the most important thing I'm trying to do here is keep the perspective in mind. And I know I'm always saying that, but genuinely I think that's always the most important thing I'm trying to do. Because once you lose that, everything else kind of just gets really, really wonky. Oh, shit, should have had it like this. Wait, what is the perspective right now? Oh no, I think that was the correct one that I had. To be honest, okay. See? It's a bit better. And you know, like, we can't really see that edge. If we turned around, we'd be able to, which is good. Right, and now this is also a great way of me keeping in mind how everything attaches as well. So see, like, how even though throughout all of this it didn't seem like things were making sense, once you start attaching like the head into it, the quote-unquote head into it, it makes a lot more sense. And yeah, I love that. This is a great way. Like, I'll try making it pretty small, to be honest. Let's try making the bike not small, but maybe roughly this big, right? So that will also allow me to focus on the sort of nuance of the design itself and my lines, which can be clean. I can really focus on making them good, right? Because right now they're okay. Right now they're just okay. There you go. Something like that. Right? Even though the handlebars are a bit fucked, they could be better. Probably a bit longer. Those actually, whose hands are even fucking whose hands are those even for? There you go. Let's just make it a bit longer. Because I'm pretty sure only like a baby's hands would fit that shit. There you go. Something longer like that. Okay, now that's happening here. Let's keep the perspective in mind. Right? And then it juts out. like so, because this thing is going down. So we have something like, I guess, yeah, it is a lot bigger than I initially had thought. So this is a bit better, right? Nothing amazing, but definitely a bit better. And we can have something like this. Add some more three-dimensionality to it. Constantly trying to remind myself of the perspective. As much as I can, of course. Right, but this might be a bit too big, actually. So I guess in the case that something like this comes about, is there anything else that can be done? Because this does look a bit too big, in my opinion. I mean, I guess we can just kind of do this, right? Like this side. Because technically, this is all kind of going down anyways, like so, right? So we can just have this sort of attach itself to the box that it's in, right? Maybe this sort of shape makes it seem a bit more legitimate if I do make this mistake, which I just did, right? But maybe I'll just leave it at this. But yeah, and then we have something that's, again, keeping the perspective in mind, right? It's sort of following. They're just kind of connected like that. So that's not bad. That looks very bike-like, which is pretty good. And I think overall I'm slowly starting to understand how the screens and everything attach together, and the shit. Yes, the shit. There you go. There. That's not bad. That's actually not bad. It's all coming together. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I'm excited to do more of this. I do want to practice some more shapes, but I guess what I need to practice is this, right? So if this is the bottom, with the back end of the bike, right? It's coming down, and then what? Maybe this should just be bigger, right? Like that, right? Because then if we have this shape, we need it to be relatively small in comparison, right? So that way when the neck is attached as it is, right? Something like that. It seems a bit more, I guess, close together, right? More compact. But I gotta figure that out. But yeah, good shit. Cool. Most important thing is obviously keeping the perspective in mind. Again, like if this is what it's like, or if this is what it's like, it's all about keeping that perspective, you know? Because this is coming out, right? Like it's coming out, you know? That's why this has to be aligned with that. This has to be aligned with that. And then we can have something that sort of closes it off, right? Yeah, something like this. But again, I gotta figure it out, because right now I don't think it's making too much sense, but it's just about making sure things connect more than anything, right? Connect in a logical way. But yeah, see, it may seem stupid at first, but just this already makes it look more bike-like. And imagine adding this to something like this, right? And then you have the wheels and all those things, and then before you know it, as long as we keep it consistent, logical, and proportioned, right? And we can start rotating into different areas or different perspectives, it all starts to come together more, right? Same with like this, you know. There you go. Now we have the bike shape, right? Keep the perspective the same, you know. Bring this around a little. And before you know it, again, we have this thing coming back here, right? Something like that. Now we have like the other bike shapes going on. So not perfect, and I do need to consistently visualize the perspective, but I do believe I made a concentrated effort to understand. And the thumbnail is gonna be so retarded. It's just gonna be a cluster. But hey, you know, if you want to learn how to draw a bike, I guess if you're more advanced than me, this will help you. And if you're less advanced than me, this will still help you. Well, gaslighting at its finest. And my videos in general are a great educational source, everybody. But yes, and I guess like, subscribe, all that shit, right? Like. There you go. Now the squealing really makes you want to like, subscribe, and as they say. So with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please.